Hello everyone, and a very happy Christmas to one and all of you. As a little pre-Christmas present, I thought I'd do another quick Q&A for you here on Coin Bureau Clips. Starting to feel very, very Christmassy here. I'm in my father's study back here in the countryside, just outside London. There's a glass of sherry just out of shot there. There's a roaring fire in the next door room, and I've got my chunkiest hoodie on that I can find. So I put out a call for a Q&A on Instagram not too long ago, and lots of you were kind enough to send in some questions. So I thought I'd just quickly answer a few of them for you now. So here we go. The first question comes from Peasy Hill, and they ask prediction for ETH. Price prediction? Okay, well, first of all, I think ETH has got a very exciting few months ahead of it because obviously not long ago it was announced that Shanghai, the next big upgrade, is now scheduled for March. And this, obviously, one of the big things around Shanghai is going to be the fact that ETH staked on the beacon chain will be able to be unlocked. Now, a lot of people are saying that this could be kind of bearish for ETH because that could result in a lot of selling. A lot of people who've had their ETH staked for a long time may want to unstake that and sell it and realize some profit on it because obviously, you know, a lot of investors are suffering at the moment. So there could well be some selling. However, there is an alternative case that it could actually be bullish for ETH in the short term as well, because a lot of people who perhaps might not have considered staking before because of the long lockup, when they see that ETH can in fact be unstaked and easily sold, then it might incentivize them to actually stake themselves. So I really think it could go either way. Now, I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was slightly bearish in the short term, if we did see a bit of selling. But I think the future for ETH is so bright. And I think with Shanghai, assuming it goes off without a hitch, as the merge did, then I think 2023 could be a really big year for Ethereum and for ETH. Price prediction? Oh, I don't know. I would love to say, I don't think we're going to see a 5-figure ETH in 2023. But I think that's entirely possible. We could, of course, see a flippening, but I'm not sure. I'm expecting very much kind of sideways price action for ETH over the course of next year. But I think the future for that project is really, really bright. One of the brightest, in fact. Okay, John Farzam asks, what's your outlook/opinion on the ongoing Genesis Capital issue? Genesis Trading, yes. Can they recover? Yeah, well, it's been kind of quiet on that front recently. It looks like Genesis and DCG haven't really been able to raise the money that they need. Can Genesis recover? I think it's a bit touch and go at the moment, really. There just seems to be a massive hole in the balance sheet. And in the absence of any good news, I mean, I think we'd be the first to hear if they did manage to find that money from somewhere. So I think it is still very much on a knife edge at the moment with Genesis. And that could be one of the next dominoes to fall. So it's something that I'm keeping a close eye on. There's not a huge amount of information about it flying around at the moment, but it is one of my short-term concerns for crypto, certainly. Okay, Simon Holbeck asks, how are you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you, Simon. Thank you for asking. I'm pleased to be back here in England. I'm here for another couple of weeks. The first week has flown by. I've been seeing some friends, been seeing family, and it's been lovely. I'm very much enjoying it. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as well, Simon. Okay. Vertanen Jesse asks, Jesse Vertanen, maybe that is, what do you think will be the next big narrative in the next bull market? Maybe we go back to DeFi narrative. Yes, I think that is entirely possible. Remember, the failures that we've seen over the last, over 2022 really, have been failures of centralized crypto projects. And DeFi has held up really, really well in the face of a lot of headwinds for the whole crypto sector. DeFi just keeps doing its job. So I think DeFi's time is definitely going to come again at some point. Will it be in 2023? There's a lot of factors that can influence that. One of the things that DeFi has to work on, and I'm pretty confident this is something that's happening behind the scenes, it has to make the whole user experience, the whole user interface, it has to be easier. You have to make DeFi something that anyone can use. At the moment, a lot of these protocols are really, really complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. It's the sort of thing that drives off anyone who, doesn't have the kind of confidence to do that. So if DeFi, I think, can obviously continue working as it has been and improve that user experience, then I think, it will definitely be a big theme of the next bull market, whenever that comes. Okay, Violets and Magic asks, will you ever go back to live in the UK? Yeah, almost certainly. I've been really enjoying it out in Dubai the last few months. It's been a lot. It's been surprising. I've enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. But coming back to the UK, even though it's wet and miserable at the moment, it is my home. It is where I'm from. So I will go back and live in the UK at some point. But at the moment, business is in Dubai, so that's where I'm going to be in the main for the next few years at least. I'm sure everyone in Dubai is delighted to hear that. How do you see the crypto market next year? This is a question from I.M. Sergiu. I think you've got to be prepared for the crypto market next year to be a little bit on the dull side at times. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting, cool stuff happening behind the scenes. I think projects are going to get built. I think there's going to be a lot of development, but we're not really going to see an awful lot of that. So I think we have to be prepared for the market, certainly in terms of prices, to go sideways. I still think there's lower to go. I haven't changed my view on that. I think by the end of next year, we could very well be seeing the green shoots of, growth that taking us forward to the next bull market. But I think we have to be prepared that next year is going to be slow. There's going to be kind of sideways price action. It's going to be a little bit boring at times, but there is going to be cool stuff going on behind the scenes, and we'll try and dig that out and bring it to you. Okay. J Ryan 2687 says, if Binance goes, is that it for crypto? No, I don't think that would be it for crypto. It would be bad. It would be really bad, worse than FTX, I think. But crypto isn't Binance, and Binance isn't all crypto. There is a lot more to crypto than just the biggest exchange. That said, it would be very bad. It would be a disaster, especially if people lost a lot of money. There would be a lot of soul searching, a lot of asking, where do we go from here? But remember, that would still be a failure of a centralized entity. It would not be a failure of a crypto project itself. And that is really, really important to remember. I, for one, do not happen to think that we will see Binance collapse. I think it is too strong for that. I can't be certain of that, of course, because none of us can be certain of anything, especially in crypto. But crypto would survive a theoretical Binance collapse, but I sure as heck hope we don't have to go through that. Not after this year. Will Polkadot still be around next bull market? That's from Lattes and Lit. Interesting name. I do think Polkadot will still be around. I think it's a cool project. I think it has two particular things going for it. It has one of the highest active dev counts in all of crypto. There are lots of people working on Polkadot. And of course, Gavin Wood, the guy behind it, is a very, very smart dude. And speaking of Gavin Wood, I think Polkadot has also gone a long way, has taken many steps towards decentralization. And I think that is going to be really important. Any crypto project that isn't sufficiently decentralized, could have a really tough year next year. And I think Polkadot is moving in that direction. So I would imagine Polkadot will still be around come the next bull market. I think it has got a lot going for it. That said, it's got some headwinds as well. We need to see more use cases for DOT, certainly. We need to see more development. There's obviously competition from the likes of Cosmos, which is another awesome project, and all the other kind of layer ones out there as well. But I think Polkadot has some strong fundamentals, and long term, I'm bullish on it. Okay, Andre Rifaco says, not a question, but glad you partner with Benjamin on weekly news. Great job. I know. Thank you. It was. I think it's one of my better ideas, getting Ben Cowan on to do the slot at the end of the weekly news. He has such a good perspective on the markets. Gives the news something a bit different. His analysis of what is going on is just so much better than mine, and I was really pleased. I asked him if he would like to just do it as an experiment. He sort of was like, yeah, okay, let's see, because I told him what we normally did, and he was like, well, I kind of prefer just to sort of, rather than like look at the top performing altcoins or whatever, it's like I'd rather just give my kind of thoughts on the market. And I said, Ben, you do what you like. I'm sure it will be great, and it's been really successful. And then I wrote back to him after the first one and said, are you interested in doing it regularly? He said, yeah, I'd be happy to do it every week, which is just fantastic news. So I'm really, really pleased about that. I'm going to be hopefully collaborating with Ben quite a lot in the new year. So we'll hopefully have a big announcement for you in that regard very, very soon. Keep your eyes peeled. Benjamin Cowan, yeah, one of the best people in the space, if you ask me, and a very nice chap. Jim Saig, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that, says, what are your other hobbies or passions besides crypto? Jim, how long have you got? We could be here for a while. My other passions and hobbies, well, reading has always been a big thing for me. It just sort of literature in general, literature and history. I studied those back in the day, a long, long time ago. So I've always been an avid reader. I love getting out into nature and stuff and going on walks and just sort of generally getting fresh air. I haven't done so much of that in Dubai. The walking in Dubai hasn't been great, and also been very, very busy. But that's something I've been doing quite a lot of since I've been back in England, and it's great. I think my real other passion, the thing that sort of really I kind of think about the most and enjoy doing the most is gardening. I just love growing things. I don't know, it's something very kind of earthy. It's, I think, because it's an outdoor thing, but I'm growing all sorts of plants back at Coin Bureau HQ at the moment, and I don't know, it just fills my heart with joy to grow things and see them sprout and grow and get bigger. So yeah, I think that's the sort of thing that I'll do more of in the future. Hopefully have an enormous garden and just potter around in that for the rest of my days. But not before I've spent a lot more time talking about crypto. So yeah, that's all in the future. Fahad Far9 says, any chance to see BTC 30k next year? Ooh. I wouldn't rule it out. I think if we were going to see a 30k BTC next year, I wouldn't imagine we'd see it until the end of the year. When, as I say, I kind of hope to see things picking up. I think by that point, hopefully, inflation would have been got under control. Maybe there'll even be talk about the Fed and other central banks starting to bring interest rates down. I'm not convinced that will be the case, but certainly it is a possibility. So 30k BTC next year, I would say there's maybe a 30% chance of that. Like I say, I think we're going to see prices very much sideways next year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we have 100k BTC by the end of next year, but I think the chances of that are even slimmer. Who knows? Okay, last one. This is from Comey, and it says, no questions, just a Merry Christmas from Sweden. How very nice. Thank you very much. And thank you, Comey. A Merry Christmas to all of you in Sweden. A Merry Christmas, in fact, to all of you everywhere. I hope even if Christmas isn't your thing, I hope you have a lovely kind of end of year. Obviously, we're seeing out 2022. We're in the final days of 2022, and I don't think there are going to be many people who look back on this year with a sort of sense of nostalgia or anything like that. I think this is one of those years that we just need to get to the end of. I think things are going to get better. 2023 is going to be tough, I think, but it's important to be positive about the future because there are lots of great things to look forward to. And you know what? One of the things that I thought was really exciting, and to get some good news at the end of the year, was this business of how they finally seem to have made some progress on nuclear fusion. Now, obviously, this is something that we can't get too excited about because they've got a load of work to do on that. But that for me was a really nice headline to see the other day because it's like, yeah, it's easy to forget when things are so tough, in the economy, in the wider world. We've got war and all these sorts of things going on. It's easy to forget that humans are still making extraordinary progress, and there are some just mind-boggling discoveries and inventions and technologies ahead of us. And I think at the end of a really tough year, I think we should all remember that, and remember that the future has the possibility, has the power to be absolutely awesome. And I really do think it will be. We've just got to get through some tough times before it gets better. Anyway, folks, that is quite enough from me. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Lots more content coming your way, so do please keep your eyes peeled, and I'll be back on your screens again very soon. Now, where's that glass of wine? Is it anywhere to be seen?